feel like I hit live before it even hit 9, but I think I was right on time. Even when I'm late.
You right on time.
Not always there when you call, but I'm always on time.
I got a question for the next the next show.
You already planned the next show? We just got to this show, John.
We have
about 20 seconds in.
20 seconds in, you're already talking about the next show.
The next live show, we always do questions, and one of my questions is going to be, if you could come back as any other animal, what would it be?
Okay, so you don't want the answer now. You want it next show.
It's our answer. I don't want the show, the audience.
Yeah. Houston's best kept secret, everybody. Can't tell us nothing. Here in Houston, in H-Town. Let me tell you, speaking of H-Town, I live in a wing of H-Town called Pasadena. And yesterday morning, we had a little flare-up, one might say.
Oh, the fire?
Yeah. I should have had a picture ready, but we were actually out at the park with my kids in the morning, just having like a breakfast morning thing, because my son started his first like pre-K thing today. And while we're at the playground, at one point I look over in the horizon, and I see fire and smoke. And I'm like, I think we gotta go, because it was like pretty close.
In the town.
Yeah, and
gosh.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a picture and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
My grandmother called me and she was like, Houston is on fire. I was out walking around, wasn't seeing nothing. I'm like, what? I had to Google it. Like, what happened today?
Let me share this thing real quick, because we actually were at so this thing set off pretty close to a Walmart, and then so you got the Walmart. There's like a Whataburger and like a Chick-fil-A all in that area. We went to that Chick-fil-A that morning to pick up breakfast, so we were like right where this thing was.
Where was that, Antoine? Walmart, Chick-fil-A. Where is that?
This is on Spencer, and technically in Deer Park or LaPorte, I think.
Okay,
but you can see you're just talking. It's in the background, but apparently a car hit this pipe and set it off, right? And this thing burned for over a day.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. It went hours, probably about 2 hours before we even figured out who owned the pipe, and then they had to try to shut it off, and then they just got to let the gas burn after they shut it off, because all this it's like miles of gas in this pipe. So everybody's just kind of like hanging out while this fire's going off. Luckily, they said that it's not super toxic. It's like basically natural gas kind of going straight up into the air. So there wasn't any wind that day, so it didn't like travel. But the houses around it did get pretty burned.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw a playground got like burned and melted.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't.
I was wondering if they'd have some aerial shots. I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't see the damage like what it sounds, but it sounds like it would have been dangerous.
I mean, you couldn't get near it because it was.
Oh, there we go. That was good.
Super crazy. After these ads, of course. But it just goes to show again, kind of my ignorance around. I assume for whatever reason, I assume our systems are more robust than they actually are. But yeah, you could see the thing for miles around, right? It was just burning, and all the firemen could do is just like water around it to keep it from like catching on other stuff.
To catching this stuff.
Yeah.
Not to mention in that area there are I can't only imagine how many within a few square miles refineries or other pipes there are. And that stuff is really dangerous. I went to the refinery in Tyler, and they made me put on all this gear. And they do a great job of safety, explaining safety. But you can't comprehend how dangerous it is to be in this environment, work in this environment. Like anything, we were talking about how robust things are. Well, one thing I found out working in oil and gas is it costs so much money to upkeep a lot of this stuff that they do. And I mean, so much meaning billions and billions and billions of dollars. So a lot of this
But
stuff,
that's the thing that gets me.
you know,
That's the thing that gets me, because you would think that this is their product that's just going up into the air for a whole day, just burning away, not being used by anybody. You would think that they would have something to keep that from happening too drastically.
you would think.
Turns out they don't. You would think.
Some companies don't. Some companies get caught slipping, and then kind of like this, assassination attempt.
They don't. That's the loose regulations of your current administration that lets all of the oversight, and as you say, the robust monitoring and making sure, or protective measures. They don't have to do it anymore. It's up to them to, there's no regulation that requires them to do it. The same way as our car inspections. As of January, you won't have to get the inspection. I don't know if you still have to get the emissions part done, but you won't have to get the yearly inspection to make sure your car is safe. The responsibility will be upon you to make sure that it is.
Let me ask you a question that my wife asked me. So with those regulations being what they are, like you may be well within code. Let's say you live in one of those houses that got burned by this thing. Who do you sue?
You still get to sue the company.
Sue the company.
You still get, yeah.
The company has liabilities, insurance, and all kinds of lawyers that are assigned to do that. But what I was going to mention too, the other thing about this bit, it's one of the most cutthroat businesses in the world, because these products are natural resources, which means they're limited. And a lot of these companies be buying people's assets and they don't put a lot of money into them. But they have a lot of money set aside for legal fees.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And
calculated risk.
Focus is money, profit.
Yeah, that's it.
But one could argue they didn't do anything wrong.
Well,
a rogue car hit this pipe.
Exactly. So, but here's what will happen. At least, like, here's how my company, I'm gonna put them out there, would do it. Because we had a situation where someone got hurt. Even at their home, they're big on safety. If something like that happened, chances are the company, and if they made a bunch of profits, they are going to start taking the money aside and saying, whatever profits we made, we need X amount of dollars set aside because we're going to be fighting this legal battle, which means employees, you thought you were getting bonuses, you're not. You thought this was going to be here. No, we're cutting costs, because they have to account for that, right? And of course, these executives and these board members, their goals are to make money. So if it's, do I pay $300 million to upgrade my systems, or do I take a $50 million bonus by letting it go and pushing it out a quarter? A lot of them guys are going to push it out a quarter until something like this happens. Tough. And now they're going to be in the hook. So what you'll see is a company will stand up, they'll do their dog and pony apology, and then internally they'll do this safety campaign where they'll have to come up with a reason or a way to stop that from ever happening again. Which is, like I said, if you have a mistake in that industry, you could blow up a whole city, or you could pollute the air quality for the next couple of years, right? That was the first thing I thought of, was I hope there's no chemicals that's going to be in the air. People have to breathe that for 5 to 15 years. They don't even know it. It's in the grass, it's in the wood, it's in the bricks. But, thankfully it wasn't too many people injured.
And now I heard that with the like I'm in some chat room where I'm talking to people. I just read stuff. That they don't have to even tell you what kind of chemicals. Like if there were potential chemicals, they don't have to tell you what kind anymore.
Is it a secret?
No, well, yeah, it is now that they're not required to tell you.
It's not. Nothing. It's not.
They don't have to say. If they do, that's on their choice, but they're not.
It's
required.
Embarrassing.
Loose regulations. It's all about who we vote for, people.
That's true. and their agendas and stuff.
It is.
But when I say that, to say that the other thing is the industry is so cutthroat that an incident like that could take a company out of business. So companies in that industry, information is valuable as the product. If a competitor learned that we are keeping our, we're walking around not safe and protecting our assets, they could do something to make us look bad or make us have an incident like that. Now we go out of business and that company comes and buys our asset. Like, it's that cutthroat. So some of the stuff they're doing is because the game is so, it's like like we have international cartels that dictate the price and the production of oil. That's crazy. But on the flip side, you have the people, right? Like, the people that live there get caught in the middle of the elephants stomping on the grass.
John, you clearly care a lot about that.
Only because I work in the industry, so I know how it's like. It'd be like if you work for a company that was, their product was assassinations. All you did was IT, and y'all were good. You'd be like, man, I get paid. I have the knowledge of how this company works, but I also see the social flaws of this business, right? I'm living good, but now you assassinated the wrong person. And of course we were going to assassinate the wrong person because we're human, right? Like, so to me, I'm close. You always have mistakes, right? That's how I feel about it. When I went to the refineries and I saw the pipelines, that was the first time where I was able to piece together what I see in the media and what I see internally and go, here's how I feel about it. And, outside of, to your point, like, how do you not have robust systems? Not everybody's Chick-fil-A, Not everybody's Chick-fil-A. Nobody cares about the customers and the people. This the oil and gas business. They care about that money.
We cut to a group of people, a group of caterers setting up a pizza party. Hey guys, hey, yeah, keep setting up. Don't let me stop you. But as long as no one's in here, we've been catering this company for a few months now.
Yep.
And normally I don't care, but I realize this company, apparently they sell assassinations.
Where'd you read that?
I overheard a meeting as I was walking down the hall. Apparently someone assassinated the wrong guy. They're saying it's not that big of a deal. It happens, we're human. But that struck my ear, right? Did you guys get a sense that this company did that?
No, everyone's so nice here. They're
super nice.
And you heard it, so it must be true. Yeah. I read a lot of stuff, but to hear something,
I heard it from the meeting, and now I've started to notice some of the posters around the office. They're a little bit more macabre than I realized before. I saw one that said "Just hang him." I was like,
yeah.
At first I thought it was the kitten poster, but no,
it said just hang him. And the kitten in the poster is that you choking a guy with piano wire. Yeah.
And they've been requesting that we change the name of pizzas. They want us to call the pepperoni pizza the machine gun special.
Machine gun special.
Pepperonis look like holes in flesh.
They said that to you?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, it's just pepperoni. I didn't. Man,
it's weird. We're just setting out the pizza. We're not doing anything wrong, right, guys?
No,
just no.
Well, guys, I haven't been totally honest with you all. I was promoted recently to the junior assassins group level, and I was wild. I thought that I was going to be learning how to cook pizza, and they were going to show me the distributors and the red sauce, but it was a different kind of red sauce. They were talking.
They hired you from our catering company?
Yeah.
to be a junior assassin here?
When were you going to tell us this, John?
Tell us.
Well,
what owner of the company?
Make sure I got done with the junior assassin boot camp first, and I was actually in boot camp with the guy that assassinated the wrong person. So
is that why we've had to start work at like 3:30 in the morning so you could get off early? You wanted to hurry up and finish up? John.
I thought you had a relative in the hospital or something.
Yeah, my great aunt, she didn't have those double strokes like I mentioned before. She's been dead for 20 years. I've been listen. It's intense.
Who's been signing for the pizzas we've been sending to the hospital? We've been sending to the hospital for the whole 4 weeks, one pizza a day.
Okay, so I'll come clean again. Those pizzas I've been giving to the junior assassin boot camp instructors, they've been making us like everyone has to bring something every night when we go to this thing, and mine was pizzas. So you've been helping us. I mean, this is work.
I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. Like we're feeding people who are hurting other people. John, are you a bad guy?
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a bad guy. I am what they would call a.
Wait a second. I think I heard about you. They called you the Little Caesars assassin.
Yeah.
Now it's collector. I heard that in the hallway.
I leave the $5 on the chest of the people I kill.
And your theme is, or what you shout is like hot and ready when you kill them.
Yep. It's kind of like I got that. I was watching a Malcolm X, and you remember they was like, "Get your hand out of my pocket." I was like, I gotta come up with something like that. That's good.
Who got that from Little Caesars, John? Stop lying. I think the lies are just too much.
No, I got the idea to come up with my catchphrase.
Oh, sorry.
But I was in Little Caesars when I was thinking about it, so I just got the hot and ready, and yeah.
We cut to some detectives looking over a crime scene. Oh my God. Look at this. This is some of the same calling cards. You got $5 on the nightstand. One of the neighbors said they heard the words hot and ready before the gunfire started.
Before the pizza was being delivered, and then
look,
gunshots. Yeah.
On the victim's chest, one of those tiny little tables that they used to separate the pizza from the box. This has got to be the Little Caesars assassin.
They even have a pepper on the side, right there.
They got red pepper and Parmesan packets and see.
all the things, Little Caesars, they don't have no little tent.
I hope that doesn't become something.
Never they gonna give you no pepper.
Cheese and crushed red pepper on his chest. Pizza Slayer.
What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Sean? Chicken Joe Clark. Thank you for the inspiration.
The Little Caesars assassin.
To be honest, though, I mean, yeah, if you were Uber Eats or like a pizza, that would be probably back in the day, probably one of the easiest assassination tips. Now everybody has they have the door cam, so you would have to wear a mask or something, or prosthetic face. I think I would do prosthetic face.
Prosthetic
I would be the guy.
face.
Like, who's that old dude over there? And pew, pew. Parmesan cheese, crushed red pepper.
Tandy, tell me about this.
Oh,
dang.
The pygmy hippo. It's taking the world by storm. Everybody is tuned in worldwide to Muding.
Why is it taking? What is it about this hippo that's capturing people's imaginations?
I don't know why we're sitting still and focusing on this little slippery scamp. But we are. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's like, they're like, oh, he gets mad. He gets mad at the person in the zoo, and he like fake bites him. Then he's cool now.
He's
Cool now.
tear him up.
And yeah, and oh, look at that! It looks half baked, but
yeah, it looks like it's from another planet, like a pig from another planet.
It's like almost
pigs look like on Venus. I would be like, makes sense.
It feels dinosaurish, but not. I don't know, but that's all the rage. People are coming up with shirt designs and what else did I see? Let's see, t-shirts and there was something else, but yeah, Mudang is everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Say for a real deadly animal, they're doing a great PR job. Get the kids to love them.
I think that's going to make more people approach baby hippos in the wild, thinking they're going to get the same response.
Yeah, because we all have run across the baby hippo.
So frequent. Yeah.
Tell me about this one, Tandy.
Oh, y'all, wait, you hit me so fast. Yes, I love Halle Berry on. I mean, there's some really great celebrities who are on the internet who are not like, young new upcomers, but they are just holding it down, and it just gives you so much joy when they participate in things. So Halle Berry is in the movie that's coming out, Never Let Go, a horror film, and people, when they show clips or post things about her old movies, people talk about them wigs like that. What's the movie? Was it? Am I getting it wrong? Was it 911 when she was or whatever the movie was when she was the 911 operator? Her wig in that movie. Yeah, her wig in quite a few movies. So anyway, what she's who was it?
She just had short hair, swordfish.
Okay, yeah, she's been in so many. I didn't go back through and say, oh, which one will I wear? Because I don't know if I'm going to the premiere. But people are showing up at the premiere in their wigs. Halle Berry, and she told them, she's like, y'all go to the movies and wear your best Halle Berry wig, and like post a picture of yourself. Post a picture of yourself.
The straight hair is crazy. The curly hair at the bottom. Those two are crazy.
Garbage.
Yeah. Well, I think some of them are her looks, but yeah, for sure that one. That's been a popular conversation piece. That one. So like she's just telling people, post a picture of you going to the movies in your favorite Halle Berry movie wig, and so she's liking them and posting them, and it's just been real fun to watch. Yeah, I didn't have if I did it, I would have to get one of her wigs from Baps, because that's my favorite
Baps
Halle Berry movie, and the hair in there was iconic. So
correct, yeah.
No need in playing with that.
Role in there was iconic.
Her role.
That was the greatest Halle Berry performance of all time.
It was so wonderful.
I feel like that's the furthest away from who she is, so it made her really dig into it. But when I think of actors with crazy hairstyles, I don't know why she never pops up in my head.
No, that's not, and that's really not the thing. I guess that's why it's yeah. Get some of that. Antoine, had you seen this?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
I can't think of a use case why Antoine would have even.
Thank you. Again, that's the question I ask people when they say, "Oh my God, you haven't seen it?" I was like, "Why would I have seen it? What situation would I have been?"
So I watched it because I liked Halle Berry, and I watched every movie she ever did, including this one.
Okay.
This one isn't a bad movie. I hope they don't recreate it and make it too about.
Get that one up at the top, Antoine, where she's in the orange and that's it. That's the one. Yeah. But this was before she was Halle Berry, right? The Baps came out before she was well known. She had done any
well, she did.
well-known movie.
The Boomerang.
Has she done Boomerang by this time?
She did Boomerang. Yeah.
Okay, but she wasn't Oscar
She
winner.
She wasn't like A-list Hollywood.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So you're gonna wear that wig?
Yeah, I would pick one of these. If you're gonna wear a Halle Berry wig from a movie,
that's what you wear, right? You don't do it. Do that one. That's a real fan. But what's crazy about those wigs is I actually had a friend who used to do hair shows in Atlanta and like Detroit and stuff, and they would actually have competitions where women would build wigs.
Oh my gosh.
They were like real and actually vote on, and it was a real thing. So that made me like that even more when I watched it. Kind of knew like it was drawn from real inspiration. It wasn't some white dude coming up with some buffoonery. It's like, no, there's people that really put together like wigs that be like 3 foot tall.
Oh yes, them hair shows. There's a documentary, or probably a couple of documentaries about those old hair shows. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was art. The people were creating. They were creating with hair. It was so serious. I remember people would like, oh, I'm going to be in so and so's hair show. Like, they going to Atlanta. They got bags packed. They doing hair all night before they get there. And when they get there, they're doing more hair. Oh, the hair shows were real. That was some true artistry. That was some true artistry going on.
Tandy, that's your Halloween costume. You should be. What's her name? I forgot her name in Baps. It's a good story though. It's a
Nisi. I got the IMDb peeped up.
It's a grounded story. So Antoine, it may look crazy, but if you watch the film, they find
it holds up.
Yeah, it holds up. Like it's grounded. Like it makes sense when you watch it. You're like, okay, like.
I was just about to ask Amici if he watched it, and he dipped out. The wigs that women literally fighting.
Oh yeah, no, she had
Clark Michael.
You're right.
Went to in the state sale, women were fighting over wigs.
I know they were.
Very expensive. There's levels to it,
Yeah. Yeah, the state sale fighting.
but somebody gonna bring back for guys like they did back in the in your neck of the woods, Amici, when you saw the pictures of the judges that had them wigs on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that job just because of that look. I would be like, I'll be a clerk, dog. I'm not wearing that shit. But I could see men coming back with wigs and guys starting to put stuff on. And
are you allowed to wear the wig if you're a judge? Can you like just say I'm good, or do you have to wear it?
I don't know because I've never seen a judge not wear the wig. So
it's probably an unwritten rule.
It's like we don't have a rule about it, but you should wear the wig.
Yours is right there, man. And we never buy new ones. These are all used wigs. 300 euros.
The wig stays with the chair. It's like
the wig stays with you retire, you take the wig, you put it down. And the next person.
Be terrible. Something. Yeah, that'll be terrible.
Yeah. What a person.
Judges, I suppose we should switch gears to there's two things, right? We're getting a little bit political. There was a debate that was last week. I heard about. But it's only a week between the debate and now. But the way things move so fast, you just get consumed. It's like it feels like old news at this point. And then there was an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Let's touch on the debate real quick. One, I just want to say that I feel like Trump. I mentioned this in our my improv class. Of like, if you had an example of straight absurd, which one was absurd on that stage? Like, let's just talk about dynamics here. Like, he seemed like an old guy who just reads a lot of Republican conspiracy theories. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's all he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you separate yourself from your political value, affiliation, or whatever, you just watch it face value. Yeah, every answer he had was the world is going in the pits, which is conspiratorial, and
it's these guys' fault.
Yeah, and it's them. They specifically did it with their, even though he said for the last 8 years that it was always the other side. And the thing that got me though was the cats and the dog.
Yeah, that got everybody.
Never seeing that happen. I remember calling my grandmother. Obviously, everybody knows people. Springfield is not that far away, maybe an hour away from Dayton.
Oh,
maybe 15 minutes away from where Dave Chappelle lives, right? So,
okay.
It's in that area where we would all kind of know if this was really happening. If they're eating dogs.
Yeah.
Now I would say this: if they said they were eating dogs and cats in Dayton, Ohio, I would have gave it a little bit more legs.
Oh my!
Oh, Dayton.
Dayton, Ohio. Crazy shit happens all the time in Dayton, but it made me laugh because I'm like, man, for you to say that on a national stage, not validated, right? That puts, my grandmother told me they had like so many church and community events to dispel the information in the area. Just because he says it gives it legs, right?
So that's my thing. Like, I have this weird urge to find a Trump supporter and pick their brain, but I'm hesitant because A, I'm worried they're just going to be really mean to me, or B, they're going to feel like I'm going to attack them. I'm not looking to attack you guys, but I do have questions.
Let them come on the podcast.
Let them come on the podcast. I'm not trying to chop you up, but I do have questions. One of those being like, if this is your dude, I got two things actually. I got a lot of things, but two major things. If this is your dude, can we agree that it's irresponsible as a leader on a national stage to say Haitians are doing this in this city? Isn't that irresponsible? Can we agree on that? 2, January 6th, they asked him, do you regret anything? This guy said that I had nothing to do with it. I just showed up to give a speech. This is your dude, right? That was supposed to be like his big moment. That was supposed to be him taking the country back. And then they asked about it, like, I didn't do that.
I was waiting on him to say, I wasn't even there. We still talking about that. But to your point,
bring up old stuff.
Yeah, when are we gonna get over that? That was like so last 4 years. No, I agree with you. I would offer the invite to any clear-minded individual who has valid reasons why they support that side to come on and let us kind of pick their brains in a very friendly, human way. Because I have questions, and I would offer the same for the other side too, just to be fair. But my thing with him is to me, my thoughts, my opinion. Oh my bad. He didn't seem like he doesn't seem like he's ready to lead the country as a president, right? Like I'm looking at the country in all its different facets, and I'm dissecting and building a plan to deal with those things. It seems like the feeling I get is, man, this dude is going to try to become dictator because that's what he's not. That's what he gives off, right?
I had a one of those realizations. I was like, yeah, it's super obvious, but at the same time, it still hit me like it wasn't. For some reason, the other day it said, "Oh snap, he's basically trying to be a cult leader." That's his thing.
And that's dangerous because those
Uh,
if
yeah,
your leader.
He's promising people, if you follow me, I will take you to the promised land. Like, I will bring everything back to a utopia if you do what I say, but it has to be me. Yeah, you have to follow me. You have to elect me to do it. You can't have anybody else. I'm not doing it until you do it.
No,
Like, no other politicians don't promise the promised land. They say we'll make things better. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to help you guys out.
Dictators have always promised utopia. In every history book I've ever read, anytime any leader has ever said that, then came 100 years of doom and gloom. From China to you name it, any country leader who's like, I'm the only man that can fix the world's problems. God spoke to me. So the year one, half the country is in prison or killed or starving, and like, so to me, that is more terrifying. I don't buy the left is trying to do that, but they're trying to do it in a 1,000 people run the world kind of way. I don't believe that. I just don't think people are that organized to do, but to your point, the conspiracy theory scares me. I don't like running on conspiracy theories because that doesn't run a country. You can't run a whole country like America based on conspiracy theories.
We cut to a beautician in a unisex shop. Yes, thank you for coming to the meeting on people losing their hair, people who are balding. I appreciate your support. I've been trying to get the city to recognize that baldness and balding is a problem, but they don't want to put any money or effort towards solving it. So I've decided to run for mayor of this city. And if you vote for me, I will help your hair grow and you not be bald anymore. If you are bald now, if you are a bald or balding constituent and you vote for me, your hair will grow back. You will not be bald anymore. Don't you remember the times when you had hair? When you weren't looking in the mirror, feeling bad, wondering, had questions about if it can or can't come back. But that's who I will be. I will be the person to make it come back. So just take a pamphlet here. This is my position statement on balding and what I'm going to do about it.
Okay. I do have a question. How would you do that though? Like, are you gonna put money into new products or something? Like,
you've had a mayor for the past 6 years, and over those 6 years, have you lost your hair? Is that when your hair loss increased over the past 6 years?
Yes,
that's the point.
Has your current mayor ever come out and told you that he could help in any way solve your baldness or your balding problem?
No. I guess
the whole time they've been in office, you've been losing your hair. Probably part of the connection of you losing your hair is because that mayor's been in office. But if you give me a chance, just give me a chance to get there, and I promise you, it's gonna grow. I can do it.
Excuse me. I'm one of the balding constituents. I recently I have a immune deficiency where I lost all of my hair, my eyebrows, my beard, my head, my armpits. I used to have back hair. I don't have that no more.
Okay. All right.
I want to hear about your policies to reverse my my immune system deficiencies.
Every person who has medical coverage will be able to receive the best medical coverage, and we will make sure that balding will be covered in that medical coverage. Do you have medical coverage right now, sir? Or are you just fighting this immune deficiency on your own without that coverage?
I'm gonna say my coverage is like it's so, like
Right.
almost $150 co-payments and stuff, and
that's too much. 150. You could be using that on hair products. You could be using that on oil sheens and oils and other moisturizers. I can.
We cut to Tandy on the debate stage with the current mayor. Welcome back to KHOU debate of the mayoral candidates. We're still here with Tandy and Jim John Jones on the debate stage. Tandy, question to you. You've promised to bring back the hair that people have lost over the past 6 years, but you haven't really spoke to what you're doing for the public schools. If you could just speak to any plans you have about the public school system.
The bus drivers are stealing the hairs of the people who have them. Mothers waiting with their children at bus stops have reported that bus drivers have been jumping off of buses. And
Tandy, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. We spoke to the counselor of the school bus.
Are you? I didn't finish my sentence. I didn't even finish my statement. You interrupted me.
Security guard just grabbed that dude and took him out of the room.
That's right. He was probably in some way connected to the bus drivers who've been stealing the hairs. So all of the balding constituents, if you're out there, people who are balding, I am your only hope to help cure and reverse the balding that you've been experiencing. My opponent here is with a full head of hair, is not at all concerned about your problems.
We cut to another fall in the future. Tandy won in a landslide. She's been the mayor for a long time, and she's meeting some constituents. Hey, Mayor Tandy, I have a question.
Yes, how are you? How are you?
Not so great. I've been bald for a long time, and you promised that you were gonna bring our hair back, and not only is my hair not back, it's gotten worse.
Did you vote for me in the first election? Because most of the people who voted for me have seen small increases in hair regrowth.
I did, even though it cost me my marriage. My wife left me because I voted for you. But I'll really desperately get my hair back. But yeah, nothing's come back. So,
well, I didn't get a chance to fulfill all of my duties. Some people it only takes them 4 years to grow back, and some people it takes 8. If you put me back in office, if I get another 4 years, then I promise you that there will be, if nothing else, there will be significant growth. I mean, the hair will be so long, you won't be able to contain it if you would just put me back in office.
Okay. I guess I could vote for you again. Just pretty lonely, and I have no hair. It's not great right now. Also, my kids are in school, and you gonna do anything for the public schools?
What about a wig? Has anybody?
What about a wig for your children? On the other note, there was a second attempt. Well, at least there was a guy in the bushes with a rifle at a Trump golf course while he was playing, looking like he's about to do something bad. They caught him. Oh, snap. Looks like we got a caller calling in.
Oh,
you're on the line, but can't tell us nothing.
You should start doing that call-in. Playing call-ins.
Sorry, everyone. Now, no more interruption.
Yeah, that guy that tried to take him out just looked weird. And
my mic on? Yeah, my mic's on. Right? You can hear me?
I hear you. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah. If that guy was an illegal immigrant, it would have been game over. Like that's, you might as well give him the election right there. But nope,
exactly.
some white dude, as usual.
Yeah, white on white crime.
Yeah. Was that somebody? What was the football player that in Florida? Tyreek. Tyreek.
That was crazy too, man.
Somebody said Tyreek Hill watching that guy be arrested, peacefully and being able to be walked in. Like, what? Ow, why? What?
I mean, the nerve, man. Like
the nerve.
For those of you who haven't seen the guy, he looks like a kind of a weird old white guy.
Yeah, he was in the Ukraine trying to fight over there. Supposedly they turned him away.
They didn't want
him. We don't want your voluntary service.
He flew to Ukraine to volunteer to fight.
Mm-hmm. And they were like, nope.
Because he had like no military experience.
He probably like, y'all are losing the war, right? So y'all should just be taking anybody. But
and again, another thing, he was Republican. Last I heard, like I think he voted for Trump in the last election. So it's like, what? The rhetoric just does not add up. There's so many ways it could have worked in his favor.
So confusing. Yeah.
Just
so confusing.
Yeah. Don't shoot, just vote. Just go ahead. Do that. But all of that energy and effort, go out and knock doors, Don't
martyr this guy. Don't martyr this guy.
Yeah, let's
and clearly this wasn't your call, right? Like the last two assassination shooters, you weren't supposed to be in the history books for doing this. You're supposed to be doing something else. You can't have two clear, unguarded shots at a dude. You're the worst assassins of all time.
One of the worst assassins.
when the Secret Service, after the second attempt, go, we should increase the budget for Secret Service. Like, come on, man. Like, and second of all, that makes Ukraine look very smart. Like, nah, you can't even shoot an 80-year-old man on his own house at a golf course with no trees. You don't need to be fighting in Ukraine in this
nobody. Nothing. It's gonna be pretty soon. They're gonna be able to have a blooper reel of all the misses.
All the misses.
Play like the goofy music.
Yeah.
All we need is one more to make it just funny to hear about. If he had 3 attempts missed, then it's a joke.
That's
crazy.
You know who else got found with guns? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, the freak off.
Oh, the freak off.
Somebody said he getting charged with the freako. That made me laugh.
Oh, a freako instead of a Rico, it's a freako.
How do you get charged with a freako?
I can't. I can't go into the details here because it's sordid, grisly stuff.
Yeah. But I think this one, to me, this is one of the biggest ones of the year because we kind of watched him fall from grace pretty hard. And I think the fall is still deep. Went in, power to the government when they take down a real predator, or at least show that justice is served to all types of classes of people in this country. That makes the country good to me. Like that means you're going in a good direction when you are willing to bring justice to those who can avoid it with their finances and status and all that. The other side to it is the dynamic of his case sex crimes that's a part of an organization. And the thing that scares me is that this will be really pivotal for how other people are tried and other offenders are tried and the justice that brings to them. So this to me is like landmark. Like if he did the thing, they convict him. He's up there with R. Kelly. That's a good sign. That means we're trying to deter this from happening, even though we probably know it still happens crazy in Hollywood.
It only took us a couple of 1,000 years to really work on deterring this type of thing. The thing that gets me about the type of defense for the people in these types of crimes, when lawyers say things like what I highlighted here, where the lawyer was like, Combs was not a perfect person. He'd been using drugs and had been in toxic relationship, but was getting treatment. Like, as if not a perfect person. Haven't we all made mistakes? Like that type of gesture to it. But it is what they're talking about. Or like people being flown in for like days of like weird sex that they may or may not have been forced into and abusing people and stuff. He's not a perfect person.
No,
like if we have a spectrum of perfect person and like just a complete POS, he's just shy of.
Yeah, this isn't Jesus that's on trial, man. This ain't like he did miracles, saved people, raised them from the dead, and now we found out he got something. He's not perfect. That hits a little different. I remember watching Making the Band, and there was a scene in Making the Band I'll never forget, where he loses his mind in the office. He throws his shit, throws the telephone, he throwing shit, and he's like, I always get what I want. I'm a savage. I do what I want. I am this, I am that. And I remember watching that, and in grade school, we were laughing like, oh man, Diddy's crazy. Well, that hit so different watching this. Thinking like we thought he was just acting and putting on. This makes me feel like the whole time he was that person.
Of course. I mean, multiple crimes, multiple victims, multiple years of this.
And that's not even including the Tupac allegations.
Yeah.
That's murder, first degree murder. I pay for a hit on a notable person. Even if I am in the conversation, like he's far from perfect. He can't even say perfect. You have to say he's a complicated, misguided individual who abused his power. He abused people clearly. Too many people just sticking their neck out for him right now.
Who is saying anything? It's just been pretty quiet.
I get curious about the people around, right? Like not only his people, but his staff and like his assistants and like all the people who were sort of involved in keeping this thing going. Like to me, it's a fascinating web, and part of me wonders. Not that I'm necessarily against capitalism, people getting their bag, but when you have like extremely wealthy people, it seems like it can lead to like a lot of these payoff scenarios where you can just give people bags of money without any sort of paper trail, and it's fine. But you couldn't do that if it came from a company. But if it's just a person's money, it seems like we can really pay off a lot of different things.
Yeah. I know that I would be tempted to if I was growing up how I grew up, and I was now had hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's say I accidentally hit somebody like Caitlyn Jenner did with my car and killed them. I ain't about to just turn myself in and go do 15 years in prison. If I ain't got to, as soon as the Lord tell me, John, that there's a chance you don't have to go to prison. Well, whatever I gotta do. I ain't trying to go to prison. That's the natural, right? That's when we say a person's not perfect. But this dude he's made a career and a whole system around that payola and keeping information and video footage of people doing consented or not consented. To me, that's the definition of a RICO in his situation. Like, you know, like Al Capone type shit. Come on, man. What's going on? And of course, the video release, that release didn't help. That was a nail in the coffin. That turned all people away. That was something that I think for like R. Kelly, when he got indicted, they didn't really have that again. Like to really turn everybody. That video with Cassie was just. It's easy to believe he did all the stuff people say.
Because the reason is, he was basically before that, like, I barely even know her. I've never met her. We were never even in the same room together.
Cassie who?
Yeah, Cassie who?
I don't know who that is.
And then the video comes out and you're like, oh, he's a fucking lying piece of shit. Right? You never believe it when that word the guy says. It's over. I can't believe anything he says ever again.
Yeah.
We cut to a big fancy like office in a corporate building. All right, big day, John. Big day. I am honored to be the one to give you your first large bonus check.
Thank you.
$50,000
Yes.
for bonus for the work you've done this year. Now, as I give this to you, I gotta say this. Hold on.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Take this money. Look, you're gonna want to do something dumb, okay? Just don't do it. Or if you do it, don't get it on video. Take it from a wealthy man who's seen how this plays out, okay? Smartest thing to do is take this money, put it in your stock portfolio. I doubt you're gonna do that. Just don't do something dumb, all right? Tell me, what's right in your mind right now? What do you think of doing with this money?
I mean, as you were saying that, I thought about going. You know how? Have you ever been to Frickers?
Frickers?
Frickers, yeah, it's this chicken spot. They good wings, but they real pricey. I thought about going there. I can never get a whole 12 wings because I can't afford it. But I thought about just going and buying like 100 boxes of 12 wings, just to tell them like, yeah, all them times I couldn't get it, now I got it.
Okay, tell you what, I'll let you do that. Go ahead and do that. Take your check, buy 100 boxes of wings, and then put it all away, man. All right.
Then I started thinking, there was this kid that beat me up on the playground, and now I got enough money. I could hire somebody to go.
No. Don't hire nobody to do nothing unless it's to make you a meal or to be a personal trainer. Don't need anybody to beat anybody up. I'm telling you, as a wealthy man, I've seen this play out. Okay, look at all my scotches that I have. All right, these are expensive. These cost as much as Frickers.
Yeah. Do you drink the scotches or do you just look at them?
Both. I have a set that I drink and a set that I just look at. I have a backup set. Anyway, get out of my office. Go enjoy your bonus. Don't do anything dumb.
We cut to John walking out of the building. Hey, excuse me, sir. You with a $50,000 check in your hand?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to put that away. What's going on?
Yeah, no problem. Hey, do you want to buy this Ferrari I just stole? I'll give it to you real cheap. The stolen car, but
what we're talking about?
Like $1,000. It's all yours. You give me $1,000 right now.
$1,000, man. You got Venmo?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this right now, man. This is a great deal. This is like a 1,000% discount, man.
It's all yours. Yeah. All right. Okay. So the money's in my account. All right.
Boom. Thanks. Oh, keys. You gotta give me the keys before you leave.
They're in the car. They're in the car.
They're in the car?
Okay. It's just a screwdriver. I use a screwdriver to hotwire stuff.
Okay.
We cut to John talking to an old Little Caesars franchisee. Yeah, we took a bath after we figured out what that last company was that mainly supplied our income. We figured out what they were doing. So Yeah, we're gonna sell the place dirt cheap. We're gonna sell the company dirt cheap. We can't really do too much. I like your offer of $20,000, but I have to sign this NDA that says I can't tell people that you're now gonna make the pizza with your feet.
Yes.
Yeah. So $20,000 for my company that's certainly worth more. But I have to never tell anybody that you like to step on the dough and stir the sauce with your toes and
absolutely. You know, that means a lot to me. My grandmother would always tell me, you don't know how you're not really cooking unless you got your foot in it, you know. And I think that's what's missing from Little Caesars. It don't feel like you got anybody put their feet or body parts, you know, to really show how much they care about it. So if you just sign that, and I'm also thinking about turning into like a bombshells where the people that come here wear real skimpy clothes. Like maybe I take the you know, do something real scantily, you know, when you
Did I hear scantily? Did I hear scantily? Sorry, I was walking by and the
yeah,
door
I'm
was
gonna wear
open.
a toga every day when I'm working here.
Yo, you want to buy these wigs? I got like 4 boxes of wigs in my car. I'll give it to you real cheap.
How
real
cheap?
cheap?
How cheap? What we talking here?
I'm getting $300 a box. $300 a box. Yeah. You got to take it as is. Whatever's in the wig is yours. Whatever's inside the wig is yours.
I mean, I at least want to check it out. You know,
nope.
Like
I'm about to go. You want to buy these wigs or not?
Hold on, man. I feel like did you get these from storage? Are you a guy that works at Storage Wars?
We cut to a press conference with the mayor, and now heading my Department of Infrastructure and Economic Development, we have John, who's going to make sure that if you need hair, you will get hair. As part of my promise.
I have a question.
In the back.
I heard that John received a shipment of wigs that still had heads inside. Is that true?
Oh, I'll speak to that, Mayor. These wigs were imported, yes. They have a couple of other little details about them that I can't share, but just believe that if you wear them, you will be fine, and it will not be a head that will come out of the wig that you will get. All right.
We out of here, y'all. Every first and third Tuesday of each month, Can't Tell Us the show. Come on back.